Hi. So I have this little question for you. Would you be willing to confront your dark side? And what I mean by that is that a lot of times when I work with people and we do these sessions, they want to know why they're being messed with. Why me? They're asking. Why it's always me? Why am I a victim? Why does it happen to me? And we look at those, past lives. Why are you targeted? And, like most of my focus goes into them being a victim and who's doing the harsh stuff right now. And like directed energy weapons, 20 and back, my labs, and alien abductions, reptilians, and certain religious groups, and karmic transference, and tons of things that are happening. But there are times where I work with people and I look at what caused this. Like we do the parse party, we do various techniques to learn why does it happen, where did it all start, and I would see like some beings just targeting you, right? But there are times where you caused it. I'm not saying it's all your fault. Well, of course, it depends on how much responsibility you would like to take eventually. But a lot of these issues that you have in this current life is caused by some triggers from past. And a lot of things that are happening to you right now, you have done to others. Now, it might be hard to believe, but let's say, in this life, I'm trying to be a decent human being. I don't like arguing. I don't like getting into fights. I'm not into hitting people. That didn't happen yet. But sometimes I get out of body. My physical body falls asleep. I just open my eyes and I'm in the middle of the war zone. And, it all depends on how you describe the good, the bad, right, and wrong. It's all relative. It's all how you understand it. So me telling you like what is bad is nothing. It's not a thing. It's just basically my opinion. But for you, you have your own understanding. You have your own values. I have my own values. So like I'm just sharing like, well, from my perspective, like you can care about it or not, doesn't matter. But in it all, I would wake up in the middle of the war zone and the body that I have there has a full memory of what happened. And the plan's been attacked and who am I playing? Like what kind of group am I taking? There are times when I'm on the defensive side, like, hey, our plan's being attacked. There are times where I know like we just invaded this place and we're taking over. And I have a gun in my arms and it's zapping and I'm shooting. And sometimes it reminds me of the like one of those crazier, interesting out-of-body experiences where think of like X-Men's and Magneto where you can move the metals and everything else. Like that was amazing power to have. And I loved it. It was just enjoyable. But it was enjoyable because you would not feel pain. Like the playground, the settings, the life there doesn't have pain. It doesn't hurt. You can be blown up. You can have an arrow in your knee or something. A lot of things can happen to you, but there is no pain. You're like, oh shit, I lost an arm. And technology's understanding is different. You can sort of literally go back to your ship or base and literally they can print out the whole body for you and you just transfer consciousness and boom, you're back and let's go. And you can have millions of bodies and an army and everything else. And so like the whole understanding of pain is different. But eventually what you're doing there, some beings, while they're playing the game, while they agree to play, might eventually get like, hey, I don't want this anymore. And they react to it. And then they see you doing something. So let's say getting in the war zone, like right now you're being targeted in this life. Maybe some of you might have relationship issues. Some of you might have been cheated on. Some of you will have something going on with your physical body. Diseases take over, or your relatives are kind of harsh on you and put you in a nut house or something else, or take your money away, goes like gaslight you and are narcissistic and everything else. Like there's tons of things happening. And of course, I wouldn't say like it's all entities and all this stuff, but the things that are happening to you that are triggering, you have done it to others. There has never, ever, ever been a case that I work with people that I know others who did thousands of hours of this kind of spiritual work going into the past lives. And if you go deep enough, like you can find yourself being the victim. Yeah. Someone messaged you, someone gaslit you, someone lied to you, someone did something to you. But if you go back enough, you will find that you did it to others. You did that same thing to others. You fell in love and the person was married and they cheated with you. And all of a sudden you become partners and lovers and everything else. That's great. But someone got left and their life was ruined because you stepped in. Someone was killed because of you. Someone was, got kicked out of the job and all this stuff. So like a lot of things are happening to you here. If you go back enough into your past life, you could find those reasons. You could find the people that you've hurt. And eventually those people, as a consciousness, we're kind of like, we're doing the spiritual work right now. We're looking, why is this happening? Can we go back and find out all the reasons why? And we go back enough and we can confront them. And the beings that we've hurt are there and they're coming back at us. There will be times where it's not you, you're not doing anything, but you're seeing others do it to others. There are times where you do it to yourself. And so with all of this, I just wonder, would you be willing to confront that? Because like when I do sessions and I work with people, I just go with like one way. Hey, let's look at why you're targeted and specifically someone else doing it to you. That's where I stop. I don't know how many people would like to know, like, what have you done to others? Like, oh, well, there's been a massacre. You killed a few billion people. That's, yeah, you've been a pedophile yourself. You kind of like got into like satanic rituals and everything else. Like, I'm not saying these would be the scenarios, but there are so many times where I just have visuals. I work with people. I'm still like trying to get in control of my power, or like this whole ability of, let's say, accessing stuff. Because when I talk to people and when they start talking, I just start seeing things. It's just like, I'm looking at you, you're talking, and things just start popping right in front of me. And I'm looking like, okay, yeah, like, is this what they want to hear about? And should I look deeper into that? Or should I just go all over the place? And, like, so for me, I need a specific target to go linear, like, let's one target and go straight at it and find specific information you would like to hear. Otherwise, people are talking all over the place and I will see a lot. And I will see the good and the bad and like, what do you want to hear? So I wonder how many of you would be willing to confront some of the bad things you might have done. And it's kind of coming back at you. So I don't know. But that being said, like if you would be interested in finding out, like not that we're doing it right now, but I'm just like curious how many people would be willing to confront it or wanting, or just kind of like, I don't know, might try it. Yeah, why not? Just curious. So that being said, thank you for watching the video and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.